kills each so far. I think JangBi was going for his 5th there. They were showing Fantasy trying to harass it. Don't know if it went up. I think it did, although I don't see it on the minimap. Maybe I do see it in the minimap and just don't recognize it because I'm such a fool. Another probe there, possibly going for another expansion. So JangBi just trying to out-expand Fantasy. Guys, be very careful though. Wow, what is that? 5 arbiters. Recalls coming in. Wow, 5 arbiters, just a bunch of decoys there with recalls, and right into the middle of the main. Nice recall, although I don't think this was actually a very good idea because there's no mining going on. Yes, he's just aiming for the tech, but there's no mining going on. He's aiming for supply and tech, but there's no mining going on. Should have recalled right into his expansion, which was one of his expansions, which were more vulnerable. His recall, despite, he lost several arbiters. He's lost more arbiters now. And, okay, takes down an armory, takes down a couple of factories, I think, takes down a SCV that was mining, which was 1. And a couple of tanks there get stasis by the goose that were moving in, but nothing happening there. And, okay, he did take down quite a few supply depots as well, so there is that. So JangBi, Fantasy, I'm sorry, is going to find himself in a little bit of trouble of replenishing these forces. Although he already has a nice amount of forces, so it shouldn't bother him for too long, too much, I think. Arbiter there, sitting around instead of leaving. So, yeah, all in all, JangBi lost a large amount of forces, 5 arbiters, and what did he killed? What? 4 supply depots, an armory, a couple of factories, and 1 SCV. You ask what is worth it. Now another recall coming in. All those forces. Woo! Wow, this is proper. This is what you need to do. Fully mining base, disrupt it, take care of it, kill it. Nice one there by JangBi. Nice recall, setting up his expansion meanwhile while he's doing this. Science vessels, I'm sorry, on their way to EMP that, and I think an EMP did indeed go off. But very nice harass there. Those Dragoons do take care of. I don't think they took down the the command center, but they did foil away those SCVs. They actually might have taken down the command center. I don't see it floating around anywhere. The Dragoons are getting caught by mines. Ooh, bad there by JangBi. Those Dragoons trying to retreat into the base, getting caught. A bunch of them getting taken down. I think 1 did survive and is now moving back. So that pretty much equaled it. All those forces, and most of them got taken down, despite that they did do some decent damage to Fantasy. JangBi is now at a slight disadvantage again. Despite doing that nice harass, Fantasy seems to be capable of replenishing his forces pretty well, and Fantasy now has to move out. He has to do some damage just back, not just by taking out forces. He has to kill economy because JangBi is at more bases there. Nice EMP going there off away. I think I just said something that didn't sound like English. I do that sometimes. I'm fluent in 3 languages, and I know some of others as well. It happens. It's weird. But it's funny. Oh boy. I think soon enough going to be engagement here. Fantasy trying to move out to harass a base. Going to be met with an arbiter and defense matrices. Several defense matrices. Wow, look at that stasis. Wow. Nice stasis. Gets 6 or 7 tanks. Those Dragoons gonna probably be able to move in and take care of this. The Arbiter is not even bothering flying over the Dragoons due to the amount of tanks that are stasis, although there are plenty of tanks at the back there to back them up. I think that a side vessels did get taken down. One other tank get taken down. No, the side vessel's still flying there. JangBi obviously not very happy with what he did there. He should have been able to take care of it. I mean, a very nice stasis field. But this base is still very, very vulnerable. There's Dragoons not quite in a position to defend and to make sure that those tanks don't move in. Tanks are just going to siege up and go bang, bang. There we go. 1 tank shot. Now he has another tank shot. That's just what Fantasy going to do. He has to move. He has to go for these bases. Ooh, another nice tanks are going to... Wow, look at all those. What? Only 3 kills so far? Can't be. Probably showing the wrong tank. Okay, 1 tank has 5 kills or 6 kills. The other tank has about the same amount, I believe. So yeah, that thing got pretty much taken down. Another engagement here, but it's not really an engagement. Just tanks showing Dragoons that are trying to retreat. Nice storm going off. The Vultures though do manage to go away before they take the full brunt of those storms. Not enough High Templar out in the field for JangBi, I feel. He's had a couple of High Templar at one point in the game, but then he just stopped using them. He should have more High Templar. Those Arbiters are not enough. He needs more stuff. He needs just Dragoons, Zealots, and Arbiters not enough. He needs High Templar as well to help him with that. Storms are very important when you're up against large groupings of tanks. Especially if Fantasy does the mistake of grouping them all up together. Then one storm, two storms go off in that group, and they're just not going to be able to, you know, go out of siege. Wow, look at all those tanks moving. Wow. Another storm goes off, doesn't really catch anything, I think. Maybe caught one vulture there. Dragoons moving down the middle, trying to prevent one vulture from running right in. And I am parched again, and my cola is done. So now I'm just going to be swallowing every 2 minutes. Scratch that every 30 seconds. Very exciting match here, but there is like a lull in the action every 5 minutes. I'm sorry, I meant every 5 seconds. There's like action, fighting, stop, action, fighting, stop. I think JangBi at this point, he needs to keep his bases. He needs to harass Fantasy's forces. Fantasy has way too many forces. He needs to stop his economy. He just hasn't. He did take out that one base, but that just wasn't enough. And he's lost one of his own bases at this point. I think Fantasy actually has more bases than JangBi now. He needs to keep up the macro war. He needs to keep up the upgrade war, which he is behind in at this point. And rather than engaging Fantasy in the middle, he needs to focus on his expansion. He needs to recall into his active bases like he did that second recall of his. That first recall was worth a little bit useless. Zealot there used to clear out a minefield. Nice. That Arbiter using itself to block that Zealot in the way. Wow, Siege Tank, 8 probe kills. There was another one there with about the same amount, 6 or so. Science also flying around. JangBi is going to have a hard time pulling back this. He needs more High Templar. He needs to use his Arbiters better. He needs to keep his forces alive. He goes in, he harasses, but then those forces just become useless. They die. They don't harass well enough. They don't take out enough stuff, and they die. It's bad. Recall coming in, recall coming in. Where are they going? I can't sing. Wow, 5 Arbiters, 4 of them with recall already. 2 get into it. Oh, they got MVP! Whoa! Holy crap, that was completely prevented there. JangBi, wow, look at the look on JangBi's face. Well, I think it's pretty normal look on his face, but he obviously is not happy about that huge, important EMP that happened there. Fantasy with an awesome read, has that Science Vessel ready for another recall, and just EMPs the Arbiters that are coming in. That's going to prevent some serious stuff from happening. Barracks coming up. For blocking, I think. I think their scan went off there. So JangBi, wow, I mean, that was the right thing to do. I don't think he should have dropped on the main another EMP. Jeez. I don't think he should have dropped on the main. I think he should have dropped on one of the other. Stasis going off, but there are no forces. 2 stasis are going off, but there are no forces. They're just tanks that are not showing anything. JangBi is moving right now before the stasis wears off. Doesn't wear off in 2 seconds, but still. Scans all over the place. JangBi being caught in bad positions there, but there are a lot of stasis tanks. So JangBi, if he does this properly, should be able to move in. Lots of Dragoons and Zealots moving in. No High Templar to support, though. Bunch of Arbiters flying all over the place. I wonder what they're going to do. Not enough. Why are there so many? Another stasis going on. So many Dragoons get taken down, though, despite the fact. GG now. Nice. GG by JangBi. Moved in. Saw that he just wasn't going to do anything. Fantasy at that point was already very, very far ahead. So just really good play by both players, really. Unfortunately, JangBi simply didn't do proper base harass. Fantasy a little bit point there. Just, haha! I point at the camera. I won. I get to point at the camera. JangBi scratching his head a little bit. Whoops. Well, GG. Looking forward to the next one.